Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mai, and for today's video, I have decided to try something a little bit different, a little bit new for me, because weirdly enough, I have never made a tiny home in The Sims, or in this case, a micro home. And I've already set aside the maximum amount of tiles that you're allowed to have, which is like 32 or 34 or something. And I've decided to add these extra spaces on the side by adding some roofs that are, I think that's like the half something roof, I don't remember what it's called. But anyways, adding some roofs on the side, making them glass, and creating these extra spaces that actually don't count towards the tile amount that is required for the micro home benefits, which does mean that you get to have more space, but with all the extra benefits that come with the micro home, which is really cool. So I guess that does mean that I cheated at the micro home. I was about to say microphone. I guess that does mean that I cheated at the micro home, which means that it is still a challenge that I'm going to need to do in the future. But anyways, right now I'm just kind of pitching the roof at the height that I need, and by pressing Shift C, I think it is, or Control, no, it's Shift C. By pressing Shift C, you make it look a little bit smoother and less pixelated, I guess. So I just did that on them to make them look a little nicer. And around the fence, instead of using just a regular hedge fence, I have put a short half wall and then added a couple of bushes around just to kind of, I don't know, make it a little bit interesting and a little bit different. And for the exterior, I've used a lot of items from Eco Lifestyle because we're in the Eco Lifestyle world and I wanted to make this a very eco-friendly build. And I've also decided to use the medium wall height for this house just to kind of make it feel a little bit more spacious, because if not, it is extremely tiny. And I don't understand how you can even make a micro home without having the extra spaces with that I've added with the roofs, because there was so much that I had to fit in that I even thought that I wasn't going to be able to do it all with just even with the extra space. So that was insane. But we are starting off just kind of figuring out what each space is going to be. For a brief moment, I considered using one of the glass spaces as a bedroom, but it really, you just get no privacy, so I didn't think it was going to be a good idea. So I decided to make them, one of them the living room and the other one the kitchen, and make kind of a studio almost apartment in the general living area, which is maybe not super comfortable to have your bedroom be the first thing that people see when they walk in, but I added divider, so you'll see. But we are also placing the bathroom. It is a teeny tiny bathroom, but everything works perfectly. It's all tested and everything, and it's just really cute. I used a lot of tiny living in there, obviously. And over here in the exterior, we're just trying to figure out some wallpapers. This was actually a little bit difficult. I do end up settling on a mix of this one from Growing Together and also this plaster from Eco Lifestyle. And I really like this blend, or this combination. I think it looks great. I think it adds a lot of texture to the visuals of the build. So yeah, I really like that. Here we are also, I'm adding some columns from Get Together that are really great for kind of just framing your house. They're very thin and they don't have a lot of personality or anything. So yeah, I like doing that sometimes. And also obviously have to color the fences, the half wall fences. But yeah, on the inside, also using the same plaster, except using the version of it that is half white, half blue, just to make it a little bit more, I don't know, interesting. Leaves a little bit of room for, I guess, I don't know, it's just an accent. But over here on the side, I thought about using the greenhouse haven windows, but I ended up changing it later for the Eco Lifestyle ones, just to make it a little bit more accessible. And also trying to figure out how I'm going to make windows for the inside to the outside, because pretty much every piece of it is covered by either the other rooms or by, I don't know, the bathroom. Yeah, there's not a lot of room for windows. But we are starting now with the living room, not just placing things, but actually making decisions. And I really wanted to use these couches from Dream Home Decorator and make like an L-shaped couch. But because of like the walls, or not the walls, but like the amount of space that we have in here and the fact that like, yeah, one of the walls is made of like a curved glass, then it was a little bit hard to place. Right now, what I've done is I've alt placed the seats to make it like look uniform. But I play tested it and it doesn't actually work. So I do end up changing it. You'll see in the screenshots, I end up just doing a love seat and an ottoman instead of having the L-shaped couch, which is really disappointing because I think this looks way better. But I don't know, hopefully at some point we get like half tile seats to be able to, I don't know, make easier L-shaped couches. But yeah, now we're also trying to figure out the lighting situation. Because technically the roof room is outside, because like the Sims just wouldn't register it as an inside room, I've had to just like fill in, just add a lot of lighting to, yeah, make it look a little bit more inside. So I don't know, that was a little bit difficult to do. I still think that it's kind of dark when it's nighttime, but it's honestly fine. And I think the problem with the fact that, or the problem was also that there was no actual ceiling to place a ceiling light. But yeah, other than that, it's still a really nice room. I had a lot of plants in it and it looks really, I don't know, it looks really cool. It was also, I kept on having to move the like roof back and forth to try and place things. But yeah, over here we are moving on into the kitchen, and I really wanted to place a door to go into the backyard from here. And because of the curved wall, it was a little bit difficult to do, and I couldn't really find like a right modern door to go here. There were a lot of like, you know, more suburban home doors that had like glass and stuff and that could open to the outside, but it just like, see, the only like really nice modern door that I could really find was the greenhouse one, or there were like some base game ones, but it just wasn't working. So I just like look up, see like these ones, it just wasn't really working. So I ended up using a solid door. I would have preferred one with glass in it, but this one works fine and I like it. And we're also starting off with trying to figure out the layout of the kitchen. And again, this was like difficult because of like the amount of space you have in there, the half tiles and all of that. It was just like a little bit complicated, but I do figure it out. I wasn't able to fit in a dishwasher, but I don't think you really need one. This house is kind of designed for just one sim anyways. So I felt it was pretty low on the priority list. And I do use the fridge from Base Game that you like unlock with the culinary career. And I also paired it with the stove from Growing Together. I just felt like the handles and stuff, like the hardware on it, it just like really matched. But yeah, we're also trying to figure out some cabinets, and this was a little hard. I wasn't really vibing with the cabinets that match with the counters, so I end up using different Dream Home Decorator ones that are in like the same swatch pretty much, and yeah, just place those on top. And I really love this little dining area that I make with the like table and chairs from high school years. I thought they were really cute, and I really loved the colors because I don't know, the black felt like very sleek, and then the brown on them matched with the brown on the like Dream Home Decorator counters. So yeah, I just thought that was cool. And again, working on the lighting in here, I end up pairing these two lamps again. I've done this before. I did this, I think, for the first time in my like luxury beach house build, and I was like, wait, I need to do this more often because there's like a table version and there's like a standing one, and when you put them together, it looks really cute. So yeah, this room came together super easily, I think. Obviously, besides like the little mishaps of like counters and cabinets, but I think I don't know, I think overall came together pretty nicely. This room, however, was a little bit more complicated because I had no idea what kind of layout to do for this one. Between the fact that the front door was like right there, and yeah, I had to fit in like a wardrobe, I had to fit in a desk and all these things, it just like, I don't know, it just wasn't really working, and there weren't a lot of windows, so I was like, oh, this also feels like really dark, so I don't want to block out the big window too much. But yeah, it was a little difficult. I think the color scheme though came together nicely. Sometimes the color scheme is what like troubles me the most, but for this one I went with a lot of blues and that felt just like perfect. But yeah, here I'm trying to decide like where I'm going to place the desk. I decided to go with this one from Base Game because it was a little thinner, so it was easier to place, and yeah, just to kind of fit in this smaller space. And under that bookshelf, I just place that little like stool from For Rent, and I really love it. And this is when I realized that I have this whole other hallway where I can put stuff. For some reason, I wasn't registering that I could use that space, but thankfully I figured it out. And yeah, just pairing the growing together bed with these growing together nightstands. And I love this little collection of modern plants. I think that they look super cute, and they kind of like create like this waterfall coming down from the divider, which I really love. And yeah, like this, like after I figured out the layout, I think that it all came together really nicely. And over here, we're just switching that window out for the eco lifestyle one. I really love the way that this one kind of sticks out. I think it like adds extra space to this room, which is really cool. I feel like a lot of tiny living items and eco lifestyle items work really well together. So yeah, I used a lot of those. And I think right now we are finally starting on doing some of like the backyard, the front yard, just like the exterior, the landscaping and everything. And over here off of the kitchen, I create this really cute patio, again, very modern. I think just using that table might be from Perfect Patio, just paired with those chairs from Get Together. Over here, I'm a little bit like, I'm not on board with the color of the roof for some reason, but I think I leave it. And yeah, just kind of creating this really nice patio, adding a lot of skill building items. I add this like little mite box, I think it's called, from Eco Lifestyle, where you can like make fuel with it, and putting a lot of planters. Again, this is supposed to be very like eco-friendly, eco-living, so I imagine that they like growing a lot of their own food. And of course, always adding some of these low-lying pale flowers that I just can't help myself. I think I add them in pretty much every build, anytime that I have the opportunity to landscape. It just always adds such a really nice overgrown look. And in post-production, I end up adding like way more. And I mean like way more. I'm also adding a telescope to add another little skill building item. I was going to add the recycler, but it's really chunky and ugly, so I decided to leave it. Obviously, if you're playing here and you want it, you can add it yourself. But yeah, for the sake of the aesthetics, I decided not to add it. And of course, always adding some terrain paint to really solidify my build. And over here I add a little bit of lighting, and I do also add some plants, just to kind of add a little bit of dimension out here. I think it looks really cute, and it makes it like a little bit more inviting too. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. And I've also added an awning. I do change this awning to the one from Get Together, but yeah, I thought that was a really nice thing to add. And we are at the screenshots. I really love the way this turned out. I was a little bit intimidated before because I was like, ooh, a micro home and also a modern micro home. I do not do a lot of modern builds. You can probably tell from my other videos. But this was really fun to do, and it was very unique, a little bit out of my comfort zone. Here you can see the awning that I changed. This is the entryway that I totally forgot to film, so sorry about that, but it's very simple. But yeah, this I haven't really changed too much, just added a couple more paintings, a little bit of clutter on the shelves above the desk and also on the desk. Yeah, I really like how this all turned out. It's a little bit difficult to add all that clutter, but it looked really nice. And this is the rearrangement of the living room. I think it still looks really great. I just really wanted to use that L couch, maybe next time. But here's a bathroom, very simple, just added a robe for your sim, and this is the kitchen. I really love this kitchen. I can't imagine what it must be like to cook in here with all that light coming in. I think that if it wasn't for the limited counter space, that would be my dream kitchen. And over here, we're just going to see a little bit of the backyard. I haven't really added much. I think all I did was make the patio a little bit smaller. But overall, I just love how this space turned out. It is super useful, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this build as much as I did. I'd love to know what you guys think. Bye buds, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Comment and share with your friends. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye!